Microphone check and screen share check, please. All right. Good evening, guys. Nightly strategy podcast for September 14th, 2022. Looking at the market 150 first. So this is the 150-day look back to here. We're at about the 1/3 mark off the bottom, 2/3 back to the top. No, there was no podcast last night because of the soccer match. We posted the reports. I'm going to cover the sessions tonight from yesterday. So today stabilized, still above the swing low from from about 8 days ago. So we're still in a posture for potential rebound. As long as that holds at around 390, we can still have a cautiously optimistic view about moves to the top. I mean, the last time it was here and held, it did get to 410. That's a $20 move. That's a that's about 3%. And then the pullback to here stabilized today, so there's still that potential. But again, any breakdown below 390 is instantly a collapsing dragon, and then we're short. Second position at 380, third position about 372, and then if the bottom drops out here at 360, then it's a disaster. So that's the long-term look. Zoom into the 30-day look. And you can see the stability today. This was the size of the move yesterday, large range. Today was less than half of that. It opened here and closed here, so pure doji at 394. So there's about $4 buffer, about 1% buffer to the low of the day and really the swing low. The dragon had flirted with rotating up, but it didn't. It sloped downward. So this is about as critical state as you want. There's room for that nice move up to the resistance level around 415. But the breakdown from here would be significant. So that's a large move in either direction is possible in a short period of time with no bias one way or the other. Following price, that's the definition of a critical state. We almost got to the PSAR flip here. You'll notice that we didn't, and the PSAR has stabilized right here at about 403. So it does have to get through that in order to flip the PSAR. Let's see here. The 30-minute. So here was that big gap down and sell off harshly yesterday. Here was the stabilizing move today. It's locking in at that support level above 390. So if we can see price break through the PSAR, there is room to the upside, which goes to here and then to here. And then if it breaks through about 403, then there's no resistance in here. That could really go. So that's our first tactical play. That's 2 units of reward. If this is the unit of risk on the 30-minute, that's 1, 2 units of reward, and then it breaks through that gap. So that's the tactical play right now. The downside is easy to see, that if that breaks, you want to be short. If this breaks, you really want to be short. All right, let's look at our sectors now. First, the big 6 indexes. The S&P up fractionally at 0.38. The Russell was a little better at 0.39. Emerging markets at 0.5. Tech was the best at 0.8. Treasuries were up 0.34. They're still below 110, so that's still critical. The diamonds were the worst performer at 0.11. So all 6 indexes were above the zero line. And the range, 0.79 to 0.11, that's only 0.6. That's only about 0.7% between the high and the low. So that's a pretty tight compression. And that's what happens in a doji. We get a nice tight range compression in here. And so if it leaves the doji plus or minus 50 cents tomorrow on the S&P, this is going to be crucial. Okay. This is really an intraday trader's market. All right. Go to the reports. So we'll start with today's trade of the day. This was in Tesla, which had a pretty strong move. So that was yesterday's close and a risk box. And the PSAR flipped, and there's the OR3. So I bought the breakout with a standard risk box, trailed with the PSAR, and collected 1, 2. So that's plus 2 so far. So that one's plus 2. We then get a support level. So now this becomes a COTA 2. I chose to wait for the PSAR flip. You could have gotten a 1, 2, 3 entry or clearing the dragon right around in here. But at that point, it's so close to the PSAR, I just felt just go ahead and wait. There's our standard risk box. You could trail with the risk box and collect another 2. So that's another plus 2. So we're at plus 4. This was a second COTA 2 right here. I wait for the PSAR flip. It's supposed to go. It doesn't. It rolls over. I stick with it until it hits the PSAR. So we're out here at minus 0.5. So now we're at 3.5. This was a collapsing dragon short, so you got the PSAR flip. I wait for the COTA 2 because this move here was so strong. I waited for the collapsing dragon, I should say. And then standard risk boxes here. And I just take the standard exit for about another plus 1. So that makes 4.5 R for the day in Tesla. Sniper trade of the day. Absolutely standard work. Okay. Let's continue on with, we've seen the market health. So now we'll go right to the to dashboard 1. So we're still in bearish normal. The 30-day is in trouble. We've got that sell-off of the last couple days have made us weak all the way across the board, but especially on the 30-day. That's a critical state right there. The risk Z still has us reminded that this is a risk-off condition. If this starts to improve, we could think about a tentative swing long, and certainly short side weakness should be piled on to the downside immediately in bearish normal. The strongest symbols, just a quick heuristic here, Chevron, Tesla, Johnson & Johnson, ExxonMobil, and Travelers. And the max pains, Alcoa, Intel, Home Depot, Boeing, and 3M. No surprises there. Leaders continue to lead. Laggards continue to lag. Dow tactical summary. Handful of dojis today. 1 5-day down in Home Depot, which is at 3.6 to 1 on a retest of the 10-day high. That's pretty good. Had a number of companies break down to new lows on the 10-day and 1 month. In some cases 3 month and 6 month. But Alcoa, Cisco showed weakness. Big weakness in DuPont. That was one of those that the whole price stack broke down. The 10-day, 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, all new lows. Home Depot, 10-day and 1 month. And then Intel just can't get out of their own way. Breakdown on every time frame. And then United Health showing some weakness. So plenty to choose from. Got quite a lot of auto framers that are better than 2 to 1. If we should get some strength. Opportunity trading only. Swing trading 1 day at a time only. In the ETFs, lots of dojis, lots of auto framers better than 2 to 1. Let's see. One slight improvement today in clean energy, which had a new 10-day high breakout, so the only one in the stack to do that. Let's see. We'll go to why didn't we? Sorry, it did not print. I'm going to have to resend you these. Stand by. The printing must have gotten disrupted. Damn it. I owe you a reprinted report. Stand by. There we go. S&P 500 for the Godzilla. Quite a few in the stack. Now I will notice that what I like to see are the ones that are very volatile on the 5-day and the 1 day. So that's going to give you WAU. And then AOS, MHK, and PKG. In the tactical symbol set, 3 Godzillas, and it's important to note that that is Cliff Natural Resources and Alcoa in the metals, and NVIDIA in the chip space. So that's prime time trading time right there. Oh, you guys did get the print did come through. It must have just been I don't know what the deal was on my end. I'll double check that and see what it is. All right, so continuing with the fireworks. Most of these are popcorns because they're very quiet. The only one that began to pop today, or the only one that was fireworks today, was Starbucks. You can see he has started to make that move. Quite a good number of fence sitters. They're all pretty quiet, ready for breakout. I would be watching Walmart closely and ready for that one. The interesting ones are on the most volatiles in the S&P. We're starting to see some really significant price action in here. Look at this one. CNC has a 3.3 sigma 5-day volatility and a 6 sigma on the 1 day. That's extraordinary. Then Nucor, along with the other steel companies, was popping today. Honeywell, PKG, Wells Fargo, Oracle, UNP. So all of the ones that are like double green, that's where the volatility is starting to be enraged, and those are the most volatile movers in the S&P. So that's where I like to go to find momentum in bear markets, the most volatiles. There's your sniper auto framer And the sniper stats for your tactical symbol set, notice the volatility here, those top four. 3 out of those 4 are metals, Alcoa, Cliff, and U.S. Steel. Marijuana is the only other one that's in the uber volatile, but notice how quiet that is on the 1 day. So the metals are in play. As we said yesterday, metals are in play. That's everything I want to show off the daily. We'll go to the individual traders today. Let's see what we can see here. All right, so these were from yesterday. We didn't have time to get that produced, so I thought I'd just knock it out today. So this was Luke from yesterday, 5-minute Aussie, 2R. He was available to trade starting right about here. He gets the lower high. So if we think of this as 1, 2, and 3, what we're looking for is a observed high, a clear swing low, and then when it swings again, a lower high, and then we can draw that line directly across from the belly of the belly of the dragon, which is right here, or the belly of the RL10, either one of those. So in this case, what he got, he took the dragon. It sold off. He comes back, so he cashes that win, and then it rolls over again. So now he can re-enter that short, and crushes it, and he's getting paid 3 and 1.5. I like the SSC. I think we probably could have scratched that instead of taking a 0.4 loss, but I get that. Then the Kata 2 is right here because you got the higher low, and he's front running the break of the PSAR a little bit. Pretty much a scratch, a re-entry. Now, we gave back a lot on this one, and I think we gave back a lot on that one and on this one. So all 3 of those, I want you to check your oil and say, well, why am I giving back that much? But he keeps firing. Boy, we gave back a lot on that one, too. So not feeling the best. Hope you're feeling better. But 1.8 today when you're not feeling especially good, that's pretty good. More from yesterday. This was Constantine, and he's crushing it out of the Z3 pinch with the PSAR flip, and smashes this to the short side. He got his target of what he wanted, and I think he may have exited here for a 9.5 R on the gold US dollar on the 3 minutes. He has been nailing that one. And what's characteristic of this, if you've been watching his trading over the last couple months, is that those initial breaks out of consolidation areas, you got to be prepared for those and execute without thinking according to the plan. And then you get the move, and then it moves to that new price level and then levels out here. What's really happening inside this is that the gold market itself, the gold futures, the bid-ask spread is very large. So when you're trading inside the futures pairs, what you're getting is this is trading inside between the bid and the ask. So you're capturing that little gap. So you got to be alert for the opportunity. And then once the new price is established, then you're set. Then it'll drone on. So you got to have bracket orders ready to go. And then he picks up another 2.7 on the DAX on the 3 minute. He trades that's a pocket. The collapsing dragon would be about here on the RL10. The collapsing dragon from the belly of the dragon would be here. He plays the pocket short and the RLXD and then picks up 2.7. Really well done. He knows his market. This was yesterday with Woj in Devon and Tesla. Tough day at Flat Rock. There just wasn't much follow through. The good trade that he started with, 1.7, got cheesed away, and went from plus 1.7 to minus 1.7. Got stock, was staying in the chop too long. Tesla, he got paid pretty nicely here, but I think we got chopped and never really were able to take advantage of the directionality. So maybe we're too close on that one, on our stops. That could be the case. Tim, there wasn't much movement for him today, so he got what little bit there was for 0.4. But then the micro E-mini ended up giving back minus 0.8. So a micro loss day today. So on those days, there's just not much room, and so the losses are minimized. But on days where there's strong moves, that same strategy is going to reward you. Woj comes in fresh and ready to rock again today. We get the gap up. He takes the OR3 breakout, gets paid for plus 3, and why not? But, well, there's a COTA 2 entry. That might be why you could, and there's another COTA 2, so you might still be interested. But that's not a bad idea in Devon. And then in Tesla, he gets paid plus 1, misses the COTA 2, actually misses the reentry, misses a COTA 2 opportunity, but still plus 1, so that's plus 4 off his 2 primaries. And then on the Aussie dollar, he's able to bring in some bacon here. A couple quick scratches. Gets paid on the move that was there. Just remember, remind us when you've stopped trading so that we can be ready for big moves. But that's pretty good shooting today, 4.3, and looking pretty good. Okay, so that's everything I think that's everything. So we got the reports, sniper trading, and that's that. So, good work today. We're going to be ready for him tomorrow, and that's everything I got for you tonight. What else? You got anything, Bill?
No, nothing much past the emails of today.
Okay.
That's it. I got to call Linda tomorrow, but
She's
is that
beavering away on that stuff. We got the kitchen and the everything going, so things are moving well.
okay?
All
I
systems
mean,
go.
I still would have your buddy Dan or whatever it is. Did you
Yeah.
guys need the header or no?
Oh, he was not able to come today. His guys didn't show up, so she worked on other tasks. So
Okay.
we'll
Well,
figure it out.
that's the next big thing because
Yeah.
okay.
All right, bro.
So it probably looks like 2 weeks for me
All right.
getting out there and
Sounds good.
um, you know, that
Sounds
whole
good, man.
thing. All right, man.
Sounds good. Ciao for now.
Yep. Ciao for now. Good night, everybody.